This video is a comparison about the brand new Mavic Air 2 and the new Autel EVO 2 8K. Let's go inside. Hello guys and welcome again. This is Alex with Chivo on the camera finally, and this video is a comparison about this awesome two drones, the new Mavic Air 2 and the Autel EVO 2 8K. We're going to run a series of tests such as image quality tests, so if you want to know which one is better, watch this video. Let's start with the price though, because the Air 2 is priced at $799 US, and in May 2020 the Autel EVO 2 8K is priced at $1,499 US. So to be fair, we should be cutting this drone into two parts. So Chivo, do we have a knife?
Yes.
Let's start with the image quality test. I know most of you have been waiting for this test, and let's see how capable both cameras are. Just remember that the Autel EVO 2 8K shoots in 10 bits. And of course in 8K. Let's see if there's a real difference with the Air 2's 4K. Back in the studio, both have the same camera sensors, but the color filtering they have developed is quite different, let's say. Now that I've seen the footage here and I've played a little bit in post in the studio, I want to say a few things. There's no real right or wrong, okay? This is important. DJI's color coding seems really more natural and even cinematic to me. Let's say closer to what something professionally graded would look like in the end. We've seen that here in our footage, especially the yellows and the greens. On the other hand though, the EVO footage looks a bit more washed out, but also less crispy. The blue and the green tones are a bit off color, but it's nothing that you can't really correct in post. This doesn't necessarily mean that it's worse, it just means that to most people it may take a bit more to get the output they want. But honestly, both footages are really good to me. But here's something interesting we found out. Autel claims that their camera is capable of shooting 10-bit log, and the log footage you just saw, well, we ran it through a software to know the real bit depth of that footage. And while on both footages DJI and Autel it said correctly that they are 420, the max bit depth on Autel's footage displayed 8-bit. This may be important to colorists, because easily said, 8-bit displays about 16 million colors and 10-bit over a billion. I think I need an explanation right here. Oh, and another very interesting thing here is the capability of Autel to do zoom in video. Of course, it's not a mechanical zoom, which would be a killer. None of both drones have it, but as you can film in 8K on the EVO, that will allow you that if you're editing a 4K project to zoom in up to 4 times your 8K footage without losing quality. Remember, 8K is 4 times bigger than 4K. This is why they say you have up to 4 times lossless zoom. This is helpful if you want to add, for example, a bit extra stability through software too. However, apart from that, 8K is still not as mainstream as 4K. Most TVs or screens are not ready for that either. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. When talking about transmission, both drones, the specs on the paper are pretty similar. The Mavic Air 2 with its OcuSync 2.0 can switch from 2.4 GHz to 5.8 GHz without you even noticing while flying, and has a range of up to 10 kilometers. The EVO 2 8K has a range of up to 9 kilometers, and both drones will give you the live feed on your phone or tablet of 1080p 30. However, we've read in some places, in some forums, that people have been complaining that the EVO signal when in a city may be a little bit worse than the Air 2 signal, and that we will see in a specific range test that we're doing in the upcoming days. A lot has been talked about the new focus track on the Air 2, you know, ActiveTrack, POA, all that enhanced features. But is it really better than the 12 sensors omnidirectional sensing system of the Autel EVO 2 8K? We'll find out now. Super interesting what we just saw. From what I've seen on the screen, I have to see it in the computer still, but the Air 2 was kind of more smooth, slow and cinematic, you know, you didn't really see the movements, where the Autel EVO 2 was kind of more aggressive, which is better for probably, you know, biking or some extreme sports or anything in the woods or somewhere. So this is something you have to bear in mind too. What about the batteries? Because the Autel EVO comes with a 40-minute battery and the Air 2 with 34 minutes flight time. It's interesting because we know that both brands are giving high expectations, and in fact both batteries are 5, 6, 7 or 8 minutes less in real life. But here's the question. A battery of the Air 2 costs $115 US, and the battery of the Autel EVO 2 8K costs $219 US. So for almost the price of one battery of the Autel, you can buy 2 batteries of the Mavic Air 2. Think about that, think about the time difference, not only in size, but of course also in weight. There is a, you know, quite some difference. So where the Autel EVO is 1174 grams, the Mavic Air 2 is 570 grams, which is almost half the weight. You know, for some people this may be really important. Now, when talking about the apps, which are the DJI Fly app on the Mavic Air 2 and the Autel Explorer on the EVO 2, I have to say that it is something personal. I always loved, since the Mavic Mini, the DJI Fly app, because I believe it's a super simple user interface. There's no really something that you can do wrong. Everything has been developed pretty easily so that you don't have any problems when filming or shooting or whatever you want to do. The good thing is there is not much text on your screen. They have replaced pretty much everything with icons, and on the other hand, the Autel Explorer, still being a super easy and user-friendly app, you can find a little bit more text and, you know, something that they can enhance maybe in future firmwares too and updates on the Autel app. What about the controllers? Because people have been talking a lot and quite a bit without, you know, testing it too much. The Air 2 controller may look a little bit big and is big and maybe even ugly, but it is super practical. It fits super good in the hand. The plastics and also this rubber part foams here in the back, it will fit perfectly in your hand. Also, the nice thing of not having any antennas or cables around, and of course taking off the sticks, is great. And honestly, after 20 or 30 hours flying, I kinda really love it. The controller of the Autel EVO 2 is also great. It has a few things, such as the screen, that is really good if you want to have some info about your drone and the flying conditions of your, bird. But These sticks are, you just can take them out. You have still plastic antennas here, and what I really don't like is the cable always hanging around. And if you can come closer, Chivo, you can see this plastic parts, they kind of feel unnatural in your hand, but it's something subjective. Both controllers are great. Just to mention, this one can switch from 2.4 to 5.8 gigahertz because of the OcuSync 2.0, of course. Before finishing this video, just a couple of questions that came up to our mind while we were shooting. First of all, which one is easier to use out of the box? Well, actually they are both kind of similar, but you have to update them, and when updating there's one thing that I didn't like on the Autel, is that you need a micro SD card in order to update the drone. So this will take you some time if you don't have any micro SD with you at the moment you're updating, you know, all those things. Which drone is easier to use when flying or flying? Well, actually this is a tie, because both are super easy to use right out of the box, and you won't have any trouble because it is so simple. Drone flying is so simple nowadays. Well guys, if you take into account the price, meaning that the Autel EVO 2 is almost double the price than the Air 2, it's amazing to see that still the Air 2 is capable of winning in many categories that we've been testing here outside. Nothing really, let's go to the studio now to talk a little bit more about what just happened. We have given you all the info you needed. Now, I haven't developed yet the power to decide for you, so it's time that you take full responsibility and decide which one fits better your needs. Let me know in the comments which one you'd prefer and which one you're actually buying, if you're buying. Before finishing, just mentioning that you're able to purchase the Air 2 pretty much anywhere right now, and the EVO 2 is kind of strange because they always sell through dealers, but most of them don't have it or just allow you to pre-order it right now, as we're filming, and they will only ship it within the US. Summing up, we're talking here about two super products. However, the price battle is unbalanced, and that's a big point for DJI. Guess Autel will have to figure out something here. So guys, nothing really else to say. Leave in the comments if you want to know anything else from these two drones. That's all. Always remember to keep calm and talk UAV. Joder, se me olvidó hasta el saludo. Which drone is easy? And well, you'll have the cables always like this. ¿Cómo lo planteo? Vale, para.